Good morning, everyone. This is a meeting of the Concord Middle School Building Committee. Today's Thursday, July 17th, 2025, and it's approximately 7:30 a.m. Let me call roll. Heather Bout. I think Heather was.
Hi, I'm here. Sorry.
Hi, I thought you were joining from your phone in your car.
I'm joining from the car, so sorry if I won't be very verbal, but I'm here.
Nope, totally fine, Heather. I gotcha. Justin Cameron?
I don't know if he's coming this morning.
Okay, what about Bob?
Bob's on vacation.
Gail Dowd?
Good morning.
Hi, Gail. Peter Fashalis? I haven't heard from him, but Don Goriello, I'm present. Andrew Herchek?
I'm present.
Good morning. Russ Hughes?
So Russ retired. We need to replace
retired.
that with Tim Shudo.
Okay. Is Tim here or no?
Yeah.
I don't know if we even told him about this yet, so.
Okay, totally fine. Totally fine. Tim Holt?
Here. Thank you.
Hi, Tim. Lori Hunter?
Good morning.
Good morning. Mark Howell?
Present.
Good morning. Carrie LaFleur?
Good morning.
Good morning, Carrie. Pat Nelson?
Good morning.
Hi. Chris Popoff?
Good morning.
Good morning, Charlie Parker? Oh, I saw Charlie.
I saw him.
Yeah,
Here.
he was outside. He was like enjoying the heat. Maybe he'll come back and join
No,
us.
he's here. He just said,
Oh, he's here.
yeah. I
Did
heard
I
his
miss-
voice.
You did?
I
Okay.
see him.
Matt Root?
Yeah,
No.
good morning.
Good morning. Steve Staszewski. No, Steve? Okay, well, we do have a quorum, so let's get things underway. We'll start with the.
I'd like to check my microphone. This is Charlie. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can hear you now, Charlie.
Yeah. Okay,
Yep.
good.
Are you outside enjoying the heat? Looks like you're.
Oh, I'm up here. I'm up in Annisquam.
Ooh, very nice. Well, thanks for joining us from Annisquam.
Oh, yeah. Very nice.
All right.
Nice
Well,
to
hope
be
you-
here.
Yeah, awesome. So let's start with approval of meeting minutes. We've got June 12th, June 18th, two sets. Did folks have a chance to review them? And does anyone have any edits, changes, etc.? If nothing, does anyone have any motions to approve them?
So move.
Seconded.
Okay, and that's on both, I assume.
Yes.
Yes, and Matt, okay. All right, very good. Let's take a vote then. Heather Bout. If you can, Heather. I know you're on your phone in the car. I'll assume she can't. Don Goriello, I'm a yes. Andrew Herchuk.
I'm a yes.
Tim Holt.
Yes.
Lori Hunter.
Yes.
Mark Howell.
Yes.
Pat Nelson.
I'm gonna abstain. I have not had a chance to look at them.
Okay. All right, Chris Popoff.
I abstain as to the 12th. I wasn't at that meeting. I can approve the 18th. Otherwise, I could abstain from both if that's easier.
Okay. No, it's fine. And you don't have to have been there, I suppose. I think you.
Yeah,
As
usually.
long as you, okay, whatever you're comfortable with, Chris. Charlie Parker
Yes.
and Matt Root.
Yes.
All right, very good. Motion seems to have passed. Correspondence, communication, Heather let me know she was joining from the car and that we hadn't had any, so nothing to report there. So that rolls us right into the OPM update. Ian, what do we have
Great.
today?
Thank you. I will put it up on the screen. We have quite a bit of ground to cover today, so I'll cruise through the financial update. We have change orders to review that have already been approved by the TRC, but just want to review them for your benefit. Number 56 through 60. Give you a construction progress report, and then the other item is a phase 2 time extension request that we want to talk through with you guys today. So jumping into the financials, This is the budget and cost summary. So you'll see that our forecasted costs are down. That's a result of all the PCOs and change orders that we've been able to review, approve, and process. So that's a nice low number for forecasted costs for pending changes. Bottom line here, we've got, 103.9 million in committed costs. To date, we've got 7.5 in uncommitted here. That's including contingencies, and that gets us to the total project budget. We've spent 98.8 million, so there's a little bit left to spend. Good portion of that is CTA's balance. There's about 2 million left in CTA's balance. So any questions on this one? No. Okay. So contingency usage. We've got the forecasted amount here. Still have 52% remaining, so 2.4 million in the hard cost contingency remaining. We've used a little over 2 million to date. On the soft cost side, we've got 526,000 that was used and 350,000 that remains in soft cost contingency. And then we have the other bid contingencies outside of these as well. So cash flow, starting to see a little less on the cash flow side month to month here as we wind down to completion of phase 2. So we had 700 close to 800,000 in expenses this past month since we last met. And just projecting everything out through completion. TRC log, these are the change orders we're going to review with you guys today. The big one is the asbestos abatement PCO that we reviewed earlier this I guess spring. We reviewed that with you guys and we were able to finalize the cost on that. So significant amount of savings there from what we thought it was going to be. So that was good. And then invoices, since we last met, we have a few FF&E vendors still, Hill and SMMA monthly invoices, commissioning agents invoices, some miscellaneous invoices through here. I think some of that is town PM's allocation and CTA's requisition here as well. So 967,000 and change is what we had in invoices. Any questions on the financials? We can go through the change orders and review those one by one with you. Okay. All right. Is Jen on this morning, or she's? I don't know if I saw her.
I'm here.
Okay.
Morning.
There we go. Morning.
So this is PCO or change order 56. This is related to some changes in materials. If you recall, at the ribbon cutting, we have art displays in the bridge in the main lobby area, which currently are wrapped in if you a wall covering. We are united. Ultimately, those wall coverings will come down. Those will be just permanent display areas for other
Hey,
materials.
Pat, sorry, Jen. Sorry, Jen. Pat,
Sorry.
do you mind muting? We're getting feedback from your, thank you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, is that better?
Yeah, it's better. I was getting an echo back from
Okay.
Pat's audio, so it's better now. Thank you, Dan. Keep going. Thank you, Pat.
Thanks, Pat. So underneath the temporary wall coverings that are there is a material, homosote, which is, it is a tack material, but as installed, it's a little less refined material than we were looking for, for that particular location. So this is to replace that material with, a material called Forbo, which is, it's a more finished product. We can get it custom to fit within the actual size of those displays. So this cost is to replace the homosote material, with the Forbo, at those locations. So this is $9,425.72. Any questions? Okay, I don't see any. So change order 57 is additional pH testing and disposal charges. So if you recall, we had some change orders related to this earlier. So because of the higher pH levels we were getting while we were temporarily disposing the material in the septic tank, we had to dispose of it at a different location. So this is $1,500 ultimately for this particular change order here. Any questions? All right, so change order 58, this is related to the unforeseen additional abatement material. If you recall, a couple months ago, we did review, CTA had originally presented a change order for $480,000, $87,000. We decided to go time and materials in that we would track the actual disposal costs and the weights slips for what was disposed of at a $260 a ton. So that when we actually tracked the weight materials, that came in a lot lower than what originally was presented, which was great. So the final number for this change order was $367,495. Any questions?
No, it's great news.
Yeah, that's great. Yep.
Thank you. Also, considering what Sanborn was, I think that's a pretty big win to walk away with only spending that much money.
Yes, yes. And the next change order is, I think, even a bigger win for us. We were tracking some additional abatement materials on unit costs. So we had some interior caulking and exterior caulking that were abated, that actually the quantities came in less than what we owned in the specifications. So these are actually credits. So for the interior caulking material, we received a credit of $25,483. And for the exterior caulking, was a credit of $6,882. So that was a pretty significant savings here of $32,366 overall. So that essentially wrapped up all of the abatement work and any costs associated with that. Okay. The next change order is related to the phase one sidewalk replacement at the front entrance of the school, which is what we had discussed the last meeting. And we've worked out with CTA that they will replace the sidewalks that are significantly spalling in the front, the main entrance of the school. And they will do that and for a cost of $67,000 is what this change order is for to CTA.
Jen,
Any-
just
Yep.
to clarify, it's going to cost more than that. CTA is absorbing the rest.
Correct. Yep.
But Jen, this doesn't list the 67,000 that we're committing to?
It does
Oh,
I guess-
in the, okay,
Yep.
got it. Thank you.
right.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
Yep, no, that's it. So thank you, Jen. Just to speak on the abatement, we talked for a while, leading up to demolition and abatement, the risk there and managing that. I think in the end, we think things turned out really well, in that, we got some credits back for the caulking and whatnot, and had 300 and with those credits 300 and some thousand in changes for abatement scope. So we made out really well in that regard. So risk is gone, risk is behind us, and that's a good thing. Jumping into the construction update here. Very much a site work project still, but quick update on phase 1 and auditorium. So they're about 95, over 95% complete with the punch list. They've made good progress. They're still working through commissioning items. We're having a meeting, sitting down with the commissioning agent and CTA and trying to put some timelines for completion to those so that we can wrap up those tasks. Auditorium, we've been tracking the delivery of the carpet. I think we're looking at August now to get the carpet in, and then get the AV systems commission post install the carpet, once we have that in place. Phase 2, we've got again a lot of site work happening on site with the force main that was completed and it's functional at this point. They started putting in trees and shrubs. All the plantings close to the school are in, so they're maintaining those, watering them for the tree health. We have CC Construction building up layers of backfill for the fields, so creating those profiles for the fields. The precast retaining wall is in progress. That's what you're looking at here along this wood line. There's a precast retaining wall, and they're starting to establish asphalt pathways. They'll move towards getting the big pile of dirt out of the way, and they'll be able to really develop the basketball court and playground areas, which are tucked in closer to the school where that pile is now. So start to see material moving around the site and other areas of the site being developed. Irrigation submittals, those are in progress. We're looking to get the irrigation installed in August, maybe falling a little bit into September, and then the last thing would be to seed to get the grass established for the fields in September timeframe. So that's what we're looking at for a construction update. Vinny, do you have anything to add to that?
No, I think you covered it pretty well. The contractor has been taking care of phase 2 quite efficiently. When we talk about the irrigation system, we have the testing agent out here, a requirement of the water department. They're setting up pumps and they're going to be doing a volume test and then chemical testing on Monday, Tuesday.
Yep. Mark?
I might have missed it, but and this is really a question about the change order, but when does the concrete sidewalk get actually redone?
Sure.
It'll be in August. We'll have it removed and replaced before school opens.
Thank you.
Andrew?
Yeah, I was gonna have a similar question, but also for phase 1, the punch list and auditorium, is that supposed to be finished before school starts as well?
Yes, sir. There is a lead time issue with some replacement carpet, and other than that, the auditorium is pretty much up and running, shy of 2 scopes of work. and they understand the schedule. There is some late August schedules already in the auditorium, and the contractors pledged to meet that timeline.
Great, thank you.
I'm gonna hold the welcome back for all teachers on the 25th of August, so I asked for everything to be done by then.
I can't find my raised hand, but
Oh,
I have a
yeah, sure.
question. This is Pat. We're paying CTA 67,000 and CTA is absorbing the rest. I'm just curious, what is the rest that CTA is absorbing? Do we know?
It's 50-50 split. That's what was negotiated. A number of 133, I think 134 was the number. And it was 50-50.
Thank you very much.
Any other questions? Got a few photos here, just showing site work in progress. Certainly a beautiful, beautiful day out there. When I snap these, but you can see all the plantings that they put in. This is the area here that needs to be developed for the playground and basketball court. So we got to get all the dirt out of the way. Retaining wall, snapshot, and then this is the far end of the site where the septic system is, the leach field is. So.
Ian, my rising 7th grader had a question. Will the playground and basketball courts be ready for recess in the fall?
Yes.
Good question. Yes.
These are the important things,
Yes.
right? I was like, the fields definitely won't be. They have to grow. I said, I think the playground and yes. Okay.
The playground is scheduled. This playground is scheduled between August 8th and 18th. And the basketball nets will be placed right after we pave the walkways, which is early August as well.
Okay, awesome. Thank you on her behalf.
Sure. So the last order of business.
Just one more question.
Oh yeah, sure.
Is there a plan for some kind of temporary fencing around the field to protect the growing grass, or is that going to be sort of a rules-based regime?
Yeah, I think we need to get into what those boundaries are and how to establish a perimeter to keep the foot traffic off of those areas. So that's a good point and something that we'll discuss and plan out here.
Okay.
Yeah. Last order of business. So CTA came to us with a time extension request. Wanted to present that to you today. So just a recap on phase 2 and what is owned per contract and what the request is here. So the contract phase 2 substantial completion is September 12th. That's the date that we established when we went out the bid, so early on prior to construction. CTA came to us and said, look, there's a few things that have happened, some changes that have been made to the project, some things that are going to impact the schedule, and would like to have some more time to complete those. So what they're asking for is a extension of 33 days, up to 33 days to October 15th. This is an excusable and compensable time extension request. So excusable being that we would give them the time, compensable is that there would be a monetary value to it, right? So the monetary value is $3,000 a day for extended general conditions. That's something that we kind of went back and forth with them on to try and establish a reasonable number here for that request. And then the reasons, the schedule drivers here, we've really put it into 3 buckets. One being the addition of the irrigation scope and just the time it takes to plan and execute that. and put that into the schedule logic and get that work done. The other one is the unforeseen ACM, the big change order that we reviewed. It kind of slowed things down out there. So that was a driver as well for abatement for Sanborn. And then the last thing that we talked to CTA about is, they had some schedule logic in their approved baseline schedule that didn't really work with the planting seasons. So there's a window in the summertime that you're not supposed to plant. It's in the specifications. They had shown that in their baseline schedule that they were going to plant in that, so they had to correct that in schedule updates. So that's one of the things that they needed to move plantings early in the spring, which they got those in the ground, and then they need to do the balance of it in the fall. So some of that schedule logic is driving the schedule as well. So that's in summary kind of what the request is. I don't know if Laura, if you have anything to add to that.
No, just that this is an outcome of a lot of meetings and discussions, that we wanted to bring you something that was reasonable and very logical, which I think we are there at this point. We feel solid about where this request is at now.
Yeah. So how this would work if this were something that the committee wanted to entertain, there would be a time extension up to 33 days. The full exposure there is the 33 times 3,000. So $99,000 would be your full exposure for this change. The clock stops when the architect of record issues a certificate of substantial completion. So if they achieve substantial completion prior to October 15th, the clock stops. We count up the days, multiply it by 3,000, and that's where we land. So that's some of the logic there on how that would work.
So if I can just add a little here, the due diligence behind the scheduled drivers. As you folks know, we went and tracked every single thing that they did on the abatement, and they did run long. They knew that they were going to run at least a week long, and they did use up those days. The abatement did fall into the planting schedules, and that's kind of where the debate of the logic for the planting comes in. They felt they were prevented to plant on the early side of the schedule because of the abatement. And while that has some legs to it, we could sit and debate that for time and time again. And so then add to the end the late irrigation add. They have every right to that. It's a change in scope, and it affects their schedule legitimately. So this wasn't taken lightly before it came to you. We went through this line by line, word by word, to come to this agreement. And it was, as Laurie said, it was multiple meetings before we came to the four corners of this agreement.
Can you break out the difference in days between the three items?
So I would say let's go top to bottom. The additional field irrigation scope, it's looking at 3 weeks. And you could squeeze that down, or you might end up stretching it out. It hasn't been completely performed yet. So we haggle is probably the wrong word, but we discussed between 2 weeks and 3 weeks. The ACM removal, before that, it's well documented. They asked for 7 days. As we go through the dailies, I know that they actually used about 11 days. So while that's never been in writing, I think it's valid. And then the logic on the planting has legitimacy, because they're not allowed to plant now until August 15th. So while we're getting scopes done, they weren't able to put out front side plantings and the field grass that needs to go on the slopes over in the backside. So they have areas there. Is it day for day to come to the October 15th? If they had their way, it would be well past October 15th, and if we had our way, it'd be well before October 15th, and we came to the October 15th date as call it a meeting place.
I think too, I
Well-
just add, there's still unknowns, like the pump testing. Some pump issues yesterday popped up, so I think this allows for some unknowns. And again, they don't get paid if they're not working, so it'll continue to be reviewed as things play out.
I have two quick questions. Can you hear me?
Yes.
It's Tim. Yeah. Number one, my assumption is from the discussion, this is all prospective. This is time that they're going to spend in the future rather than something that is a cost that has already occurred. Is that correct?
That's
And
right.
is there discussion or an agreement related to if it takes them more time? Okay, are we going to see another one of these at the end of this or additional days? And what is, if any, what is the understanding about that?
Yeah, good question, Tim. We talked about risk with them in terms of what else is left going forward. I just mentioned the pump testing. We actually named that as really the last unknown out there. The rest is really predictable work. So none of us, including CTA, expect there's going to need to be another time extension. Never say never, I guess, but if there was a request, we would do the same and bring it back to you and approve it ahead of time. We wouldn't do that without the committee's.
But that would have to probably be another scope of work that they're committing to what you agreed to within this time frame. Yeah.
Yes, they are 100%.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is that pump the irrigation system pump or some other pump?
Yeah, so there's a well already there. So we're testing the well that's already in existence to see if the capacity of water flow is adequate for the demand we're going to put on it. So that's become its own little micro process before they can move forward with the irrigation.
My two other questions are the plantings warranted?
Yes.
Yes.
And who's on the hook for that?
Contractor. For example, in phase 1 last year, they planted, and we went for a walkthrough about a month ago where the landscape architect identified multiple plants that have since been ripped up and they're replacing them. So the same thing will be in phase 2.
And I assume that runs for at least a year.
1 year.
Yeah. And the other question I had, it seems to me that by sort of including the schedule issues related to the asbestos abatement, we're to some extent, using some of the let's call it underrun that we had for the asbestos piece change order anyway, which in my mind looks like almost 150 if you count the caulking. So we could think of that as an offset. Is that a fair way to
I think that's fair and accurate.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts? We were hoping to be able to vote today if you guys are comfortable with that.
Shall we get a motion then?
So is this a particular change order, or are you looking for a consensus that this is the right way to approach the time extension request? I'm just not sure what the motion is exactly.
Sure. I think it would be just, the motion would be the request. So it would be an excusable compensable time extension up to 33 days, which is October 15th. The cost component would be $3,000 a day for extended GCGRs to be determined by the architect of record based on the substantial completion date. So it's a lot of conditions, but that's it.
Yeah, but Mark makes a good point. Like, should this be a change order?
It'll roll into one, right?
It will
It'll
be shorter.
It will, yeah.
To change the time. Yep.
Oh, this is up to
Right.
33 days. It's not 33 days.
It said not to exceed.
Yes.
It's a
Okay.
bit like the asbestos where you gave us a approval to a certain amount and then today you actually approved the change order. It's the same process of you're giving us general approval today and then as it actually actualizes, you'll approve the costs.
All right, so I'll move an extension of up to 33 days at $3,000 a day.
Okay,
For
any
G-
seconds?
Second,
Up to second.
Okay. We've got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. I'm going to assume Heather isn't voting from her phone, so I'm a yes. Don Varela, yes. Andrew Herchuk,
I'm a yes.
Tim Holt,
Yes.
Lori Hunter,
Yes.
Mark Howell,
Yes,
Pat Nelson,
Yes.
Chris Popov,
yes.
Charlie Parker,
Yes.
and Matt Root.
Yes.
Okay, the motion passes.
Thank you.
Is that all of the OPM update, Ian?
That's it. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Let's move on to new business. Does anyone have any new business to share today?
Yeah, I have just a question. I can't
Go ahead.
remember whether we resolved, this is Charlie. I can't remember whether we resolved the approach that we're going to take to getting a closeout with respect to actual numbers versus the plan. We had a series of plan numbers in our design, and we at some point should close out with actuals. I'm not sure how we approach that with the commissioning agent, whether we need extra money to have them do that for us, and what's the normal practice with respect to these sorts of closeouts.
Are you speaking in relation to the commissioning process?
Yes, yes, I am. Yes,
10-month
yes,
period.
I
Yeah.
am. And I realize that the commissioning probably today closes out before we'd have enough time under our belt to get a clean set of actuals as opposed to plan numbers. And I'm just wondering, where we left that and what the thinking is on how we're going to do that, if through the commissioning agent or not, and what else would we do to deal with that?
Sure. Yeah. So the post occupancy commissioning is owned by the commissioning agent. So that's a 10 or 12-month period after occupancy. So they'll come back out and do that process. They own that in their contract. So that's something that we plan for upfront.
So they'll provide a final report.
They will, yeah. So they'll track actual performance. They'll provide a final report. They'll go through the normal post occupancy commissioning process on their on their contract. So
And they know which numbers we're looking for them to respond to, I guess. DUI and everything else that was in that matrix of energy consumption indicators on that spreadsheet, right?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other new business? If not, let's move on to public comment. Any public
Sorry, Don.
members?
I
Go
just,
ahead, Matt.
I just follow up, Ian, if there are any recent commissioning reports. I'd love to see them.
Sure. Yeah, we can send those over.
Thank you.
Yep.
Ian, I'll just quick note that CMLP's been out to do a walkthrough on the bid for the solar on the roof. So that's continuing to make some progress. So not this group's project, but I know it's of interest.
Could you say more about that? Is that what about the rest of it? The canopies?
I haven't heard any plans for the rest of it, Charlie. I know Jason said the focus is the roof right now.
Because I think they had an alt in their bid process for the canopies.
Yeah, I'm not totally versed on what's in the bid, but they could certainly answer your question.
Okay.
I just want to say how great it is to see all the site work getting done and these piles of dirt leaving. It's as exciting as it was seeing the building go up. It's equally exciting to see the landscaping and what it's going to look like eventually. So good work, everyone, and thank you for all the negotiations around these changes. Thank you.
Hey, Pat. Hey,
What's
Pat.
up, Wilson? Wilson, do you want, let me move on to public comment and I'll let you say who you are. So, go ahead, Wilson.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was having trouble finding my raise hand button. Wilson Kerr, 20 Damon Street. I had a sort of a comment and a question. This is about something my wife actually, I think, sent a note in, and I'm asking it on her behalf. When you first approach the front doors, just before you approach them on the left, there are sort of some attachment points, sort of some bolts, and they look sort of unfinished. And I guess it's a comment just about aesthetics and first impressions. There's sort of some rough concrete, and it sort of looks half painted, and a little bit of rust already appearing on the bolts. And I was just, I know she had sent in a note about that because she noticed it. And I just wondered if that's on any punch list of remaining items to be kind of tidied up, sort of, I guess, in the first impressions category. Thank you.
I think I can take this one. There is a plan in place for this summer to those to be capped over, so that it does not have that. That is an unfinished punch list item. There was some modifications done to it, and it's being performed in August.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you. Any additional public comment? No? Okay, next steps, next meeting, looks like August 21st. So quite a bit of work will be done by then, I assume, on the fields. Any other next steps we need to know about? Sounds like no. All right. Well, have a great day, everyone. Thank you for your time today, and we'll adjourn once we lose quorum. We'll see everyone in a few weeks. Enjoy your summer.